Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today is finally here. I have convinced Josh to do Planetary Ion Cannon because the other ones involve my 11 fighters Ball of Doom. So he's like, no, screw that. I'm not giving you an extra opportunity to break me with fighters. So, Planetary Ion Cannon. After placing obstacles, the second player places 3 objective tokens in play beyond distance 5 of both players' edges. At the start of the command phase, the second player may choose one enemy ship at distance 1 to 3 of an objective token and remove that token from play to perform an attack against that ship. The attacker is treated as if it is a ship with a battery armament of 4 blue dice, but is not friendly to any ship or squadron. The attack is treated as being at medium range, cannot be obstructed, can target any of the defender's hull zones, and has the following critical effect. Blue crit. The defender must choose and exhaust one of his defense tokens. Boo ha 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 ha. Which means I'm going to get to shoot at Josh 3 times without having to have anything else happen. But it does start of the command, at the end of the command phase. So I get to shoot stuff, and then I get to shoot him again if I really want to. So this will be amazing. All right. So here we go. We have 2 named squadrons. The first one is Valen Rudor. I just said the fighter squadron. It totally says TIE fighter squadron. While an enemy squadron is engaged with with another squadron, it cannot attack you. This guy has swarm. While you are defending, the attack is treated as obstructed. Counter 2 and swarm. We have a set of Gazantes. And they have comms nets, so they're going to be giving away some tokens. And we have another Gazanti, also with comms net, so going to be giving away some tokens. And then we have the knife fighting ISD with the black dice and the blue dice and the red dice. And it's going to hurt. And it has leading shots, assault proton torpedoes, boarding troopers, and electronic countermeasures. Let's see. Boarding troopers. When you reveal a command, you may discard a squadron dial or token, and this card to choose one enemy ship at close range. Choose and spend a number of its defense tokens up to your squadron value. That's going to be 2. 2 of my defense tokens are just going to go, ha! They've been spent. And then he's going to shoot me with Avenger. Let's go look at Avenger now, because Josh likes Avenger, as he should, because Avenger is awesome. So, this is the regular ISD. This is the ISD-2 with Admiral Mahdi, who adds hull to every ship based on its size. Gunnery team, which allows you to shoot twice. Hardened bulkheads, which says you take less damage when you run into stuff or stuff runs into you. Leading shots, which is a reroll. Electronic countermeasures. Strategic advisor, which allows you to tap and say, hey, I went. And then Avenger. While attacking, the defender cannot spend exhausted defense tokens. So as you can see, this guy's going to shoot first, followed by Avenger, and then bad stuff's going to happen because I won't be able to use those exhausted defense tokens, which he decided what got exhausted. So now let's go look at the awesomeness that is this Rebel fleet. We will start with the not usually used Corvette B. It has only blue dice, so it has 3 at its front, 2 at its side, 1 at its rear. Akbar says it gets to have red dice out its sides, if you only shoot out your sides. But the thing about Akbar is it adds dice to the pool, so you actually have to have dice in the pool. So he's going to go from no dice at long range to 5 dice at medium range out his sides, or just 3 dice out the front. We have Dodonna's Pride, which is a blue crit. Cancel all dice and deal 1 face-up damage card to the defender. I don't care how many shields you have, you take a damage. Early warning system. I get to choose a hull. If you shoot at that hull, it counts as obstructed. I get to choose a Hull zone, excuse me. Medical team, which is going to allow me to discard a face-up crew trait damage card, if that happens. And high-capacity ion turbines. The battery armament of left and right is increased by 1 blue die. Both the Corvette B and this ship have them, but we only have one of those cards. So that's why I put it between the two of them. And then we have the command cruiser. I almost called it a command center. It kind of is, because it has a squadron value of 4. And it's a good thing, because I brought a lot of squadrons. So speaking of which, we have ECM, Strategic Advisor. We have Defiance. While attacking a ship that has already activated this round, add 1 die of any color to your attack pool. I don't have to already have that color, so that says that I can throw black dice at long range if you've moved before me. So, and then we have Fighter Coordination Team, which allows me to move squadrons that are close to medium range, distance 1, the number of my squadron value. So I'm gonna, after this guy executes a maneuver, I get to pick 4 unengaged squadrons and move them speed 1, just because. And I didn't bring any slow people this time. By slow people, I mean anybody who goes less than 3. So I probably should run that guy with a bunch of B-Wings, but I still haven't put B-Wings on the table yet. Eventually it'll happen. I have 2 Z95s. I have a Gold Squadron Y-Wing. Its anti-ship armament is 2 blue dice. It's a bomber. This will be good. We have Jan Ors in the Moldy Crow. While a friendly squadron at distance 1 to 2 is defending, it can spend your defense token. So I'm going to keep things alive a little bit longer. And if you shoot at me, I can shoot back at you with counter. And then intel. While an enemy squadron is at distance 1 of you, it has heavy, which means I'm not counted as engaged with you during the move part of the phase, right, Josh? I still have to shoot at you, or to heavy for heavy. If I'm engaged with a heavy squadron, can I shoot at whatever I want to?
It doesn't prevent me from moving if
Okay.
I'm engaged with a heavy squadron is what it is.
So I can move, but I can't shoot at ships. Maybe.
So you won't be able to move. So what heavy means is that if I'm engaged with one of your squadrons heavy, I'm not prevented from moving.
Right.
So
Intel says you're heavy.
yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, then
I can move away from you, but I still can't shoot ships if I'm engaged with you.
yeah.
Okay. And then we have 3 Y-Wings and 4 A-Wings. A-Wings. Your targets are over there, guys. Oh, and then we have 2 medium transports that don't have guns except for the black dice at squadrons, which is totally going to come into effect this game. Not. We do have Bomber Command. This is the alternate art card. While a friendly squadron with bomber at distance 1 to 5 is attacking a ship, it may reroll 1 die. A squadron cannot resolve more than 1 Bomber Command center per attack. So I can't, if I had any ships that had, if my Gold Squadron Y-Wing rolls 2 accuracies, I can only reroll 1 of them against a ship. And then we have another medium transports with Quantum Storm. After you execute a maneuver, you may exhaust this card to execute a speed 1 maneuver with a yaw of nothing. And Repair Cruise. Quantum Storm has the maneuver indicator. Do I have to spend a token or a dial to be able to do that?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Good point of clarification. Repair Cruise, I have to have engineering for it to work. It's like Quantum Storm, I have to have, don't focus on my finger, I have to have the maneuver to be able to do it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the intro to this 400-point game of Armada. Alright, folks. The red tokens are incoming ion cannon shots. They might get to happen, they might not, we'll see. I'm hoping Josh runs over some asteroids in the process, because he set up in front of 3 of them. So, possibility of it happening, it's there. Both the Gazantes are going at speed 2, both ISDs are going at speed 3. These poor transports are going at speed 2. This transport is going at speed 1. The big boat is at 2, and the corvettes are at 4, because that's how you should run corvettes. Yeah, so we'll see how this goes. Bring on turn 1. This is the current setup from turn 1. So, this is the medium transport with the bomber command, and all the bombers are over there. So, that was a fail on my part. And then these guys, we just found out, can't even shoot at the TIE fighters as long as there's somebody else there, right? Mm-hmm. So I could... Oh... I misplayed that. Oh well. Because if I'm only engaged with the TIE fighters, I can totally shoot the TIE fighters. But... anyway, I think it'll be okay. So, mistakes might have been made, but we'll see. The ISD is back off of its base because it literally can't sit next to its friend on the base. So, let's start turn 2. Alright folks, very little has actually happened so far as damage goes. The TIE Fighter Squadron evaded a whole bunch of damage and only took 1 point. The TIE Interceptors evaded a killing blow from the Z-95, and both of the Z-95s have taken 1 point of damage. That A-Wing's fine. All of these guys are fine. And really right now we're just posturing. But this might be the turn that I lose those guys and these guys, but we shall see. Alright, so that ship right there just killed those transports with 1 accuracy. Because he has leading shots. He rolled 8 damage the first time.
Yeah, something like that.
But no accuracies, and there was a blank. So he spent 1 of the blue dice, re-rolled 3 reds and a blue. He got his accuracy that he needed, and 3 more damage. So he was able to smoke the transports with bomber commands. That was an 8-point upgrade. I totally should have spent on another set of Z-95s. Yeah, and they're dead. And then these A-Wings right here, they're dead because that TIE Fighter throws black dice, for Pete's sake. So that TIE Fighter did like 3 damage to that A-Wing the first round, and then those guys just died. So, yeah, bad stuff there. That was the opening round of that turn. So yeah, let's watch and see what happens now.
This one is right next to the
Recap real
corner.
quick of this current activation. He's still moving the ships, but he got a medium transport at medium range because mistakes were made. I totally should have had them go at speed, increase their speed, and then they would have gotten shot at long range, which means he only would have thrown 4 red dice. So mistakes are being made, and abundantly, on the Rebel side. Alright folks, this is bottom of turn 3. Rebels have lost both medium transports, 1 before it got to activate. Have lost 2 A-Wings thus far, lost both of the Z-95s this turn, and the Empire has only lost those TIE Fighters. These Interceptors still have Scatter and Brace. They're only engaged with 1 squadron. So his double fighter ball has been way more productive than my mass fighter ball. But my Y-Wings have done a little bit of damage. Jan Ors just did a damage to the ISD. So yeah, I'm down to 3 activations. He still has 4. So this could go not great for Rebels for the rest of the game. But we've only got 3 turns left, so let's see how it goes. At the end of the command phase... Which, is it command phase per ship? Is that what it was supposed to be? Anyway, this is what was rolled from one of the ion cannons at the ISD, and then he took 3 damage on his front. One of the redirects got exhausted, and then he had an engineering ready to go, so it's a net loss of 1 shield. So, Planetary Ion Cannon's not doing great so far.
You have EC.
Bottom of turn 5. The only things on the table are 2 legitimate capital ships for Rebels, 2 giant pizza wedges and the freighters, and a bunch of Rebel fighters. Bunch of them. There's 5 less than there were, but this is why I brought 11.
Jan's also about to die.
And Jan is 1 point away from dying. Yeah, so that could spell trouble. But there are still 4 Y-Wings, an A-Wing, and Jan. And that thing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is the bottom of turn 5. We only have 1 turn left. One of the the remaining Gozanti is down to what Mahdi gives him, which is 1 point. This ISD has not taken damage. This ISD has no shields here, no shields there. Do you have shields on your front?
No.
No shields on your front. And there are 2 shields on this side. There's also an ion cannon battery that's going to go off at him. The Y-Wings did some work this time, but they're really not going to be much use now. So... now we're going to start turn 6. Yeah. So just to recap real quick of this Planetary Ion Cannon shenanigans. We shot the side that the Y-Wings are on because there was no shields up front, no shields on the side. He had a redirect and a brace. With the Planetary Ion Cannons, the controller of the ship gets to exhaust one of their tokens. So I covered brace. And there was 3 damage, so he decided to use ECM, which is Electronic Countermeasures, to bring this down to 2 damage, so he took a crit, and then 1 damage, so 2 more damage has been dealt. So right now that thing is sitting at 7, and it can go to how much?
14.
14, so literally half.
You didn't move him yet.
Akbar aboard the other guy. Akbar aboard the Corvette B's. Rammed the Gozantis to death, but because we couldn't shoot it to death, because we didn't roll a single accuracy. We tried to do 4 damage, but I needed that to happen. And then I could do other things, but no, I had to run it down.
That's insane.
Alright, bottom of turn 6. The Moncal's dead. The Corvette and a bunch of fighters are still on the table. The Moncal is dead because I misplayed. Yeah, some mistakes were made this game. Lots and lots of mistakes. One of the mistakes is putting an 8-point upgrade card to add a blue die to this ship. Dumb. Just run the other Corvette and then you get to throw red dice. Worst setup I've had so far. Speaking of setup, the 2 medium transports totally should have been switched in their positioning, and then Quantum Storm could have flown out and around from the other guys and come back in and been helpful. Because these Imperial Star Destroyers literally flew all the way around the table and are basically 1 activation from almost where they started. It's kind of ridiculous. But they moved 3.
They did stay in a pretty formation.
They did stay in their pretty formation. Speaking of formations, my Y-Wings are still alive. For reasons. Because they have a bunch of hull and didn't get shot at. Thank you, A-Wings, for taking that bullet. Yeah, this ended up being a difference of 168. in our point values, which is
counting the Mon Cal, which is an 8-3.
because
We
it's
don't
dead.
count the Mon
If
Cal,
I had played the last turn correctly, it would have been a 6-5. Still in favor of Empire, but it would have been less humiliating for the Rebel player, which is me. It's my channel, which kind of makes it important. Really just means I get a moan and groan and complain about it. You guys watch it sometimes. But we still had a bunch of fun. I learned not to add blue dice to my ships, and Josh got some more practice in before Adepticon. I almost got that ship. And by almost, I mean it's halfway dead. That's more than the other ship who has no damage. I don't even know if I took any shields off. I think I took a shield off early, and then you repaired it almost immediately, and then I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that one's fine.
Cool. I got outmaneuvered real bad. So this 8-point card right here totally should have been replaced with engine techs. That would have been better.
Yeah, that would be a lot nastier.
That would have been much better. Fighter coordination team is kind of neat, but didn't help all that much. Whenever I run B-Wings, it'll be more important, but this is a 3-point card I shouldn't have run. And then Strategic Advisor. In order to use this card, the ship that it's on can't have gone yet. We learned that today. So, lots of things are going to run a little bit differently from this point on. We should get a game in on Saturday and have some more fun.